have never fallen in love with the show as quickly as I fell in love with Ted Lasso. The antics of a kind-hearted country American football coach learning how to manage a British soccer team has nested itself a comfortable place inside my heart. So much so that I am dreading even making this video, knowing that by the time it's finished, the show will be over. So this is my desperate plea to all of you who may have not already. Please, watch Ted Lasso. You heard the elevator pitch earlier. It's a fish out of water story. Dorothy leaving Kansas to go to Oz, except instead of Judy Garland in search of a way home, it's Jason Sudeikis and Brendan Hunt in search of football managerial duties at the fictional football club of AFC Richmond. Except with a little bit of a twist, because the titular coach Ted Lasso is more interested in improving the team as people than he is in improving them as athletes. All the while, the club's owner, who acquired the team through a bitter divorce, actually brought in these American coaches in an attempt to run the club's reputation straight into the ground. And this pitch seems like it'd be a good enough show, right? Basic, but give us 3 seasons of an American coach trying to understand soccer, basically an extension of the old commercials featuring the character, and you could ship that out all on its own. Except that would be the easy way out. Ted Lasso is different. For as formulaic as Ted Lasso sounds on paper, in execution, it's anything but. The entire first season is spent building up all of these different, very typical sitcom encounters, but then swiftly dodges falling into any stereotypes that could very easily have plagued the show. Characters are never what they seem like on paper, and even the ones that appear as static characters who have their one gimmick and nothing else have a lot more going on under the hood. And a lot of the entertainment that is derived from watching the show in the early days is watching him slowly start to win over those peers with his relentless optimism and can-do attitude. But don't you fret, because the show isn't afraid to start peeling back the layers on Ted either. He's an optimist, yeah, always ready with an anecdote and one-liner to punch back at any situation the world throws at him, but he isn't a cartoon character. He struggles, he has misunderstandings, he can get hurt, but he always picks himself up again because Ted Lasso is built on radical empathy. The idea that no matter what, people are struggling and craving to be understood. Not to forgive every person for their mistakes, but to show that everyone is capable of growth and can choose to be better than they were yesterday. And I don't know, maybe I'm just a softie, but I like to see that. I like to see people work through their issues and grow together. I like to see a show that strives on hope but is also painfully aware that there is no joy without suffering. I like Ted Lasso. It's a show about people always striving for a deeper understanding of each other and using that to inform their choices. It's a show about soccer that isn't really about the soccer, instead using it as a backdrop to explore these characters. It's a show that's not afraid to give you drama, but always guarantees you'll come out on the other side of it with a clear head and broadened perspective. It's a show that at the end of every episode makes you want to go out and be a better person, which I think is really special. We live in turbulent times. The world sucks, and every day you are constantly berated by social media about negative news designed to outrage the user specifically. And in times like this, times where we are ever so frequently reminded of how terrible the world can truly be, I think we could all use the reminder to believe. See ya.